Yeah, Inter away next for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta there saying it was a clear penalty that his side should have had after that Ola Aina handball there. He said he brings the ball in with his hands, Stephen. The Premier League match centre said it came off his shoulder first and the arm was in a natural position.
I think it'll split opinion, this one. I think his body action is natural coming towards the ball because he has got to turn into the pitch. I think you would feel a little bit hard done by an Arsenal lad that hasn't at least had a look at in terms of going to the screen. But I don't think it's a real clear and obvious mistake from the referee in the first place, because we've seen it in slow motion and it looks worse than in real time. So I think it would have been a little bit soft and unfair on Forest, in my opinion. But I can understand why the manager's frustrated, Mikel Arteta.
Do you see it coming off his shoulder first, Martin, and that arm being in a natural position?
To be honest, they're two separate things. There's enough of a gap between. It hits his shoulder, and then he seems to cup the ball. He seems to move his arm around. Now, maybe from this angle, they thought, oh, maybe it wasn't. But certainly the one before, it looks to me like...
I think Anderson's as well, the pressure of Anderson as well moves his body even more to it as well. I think it would have been really harsh on Forest.
I would have liked the referee to go on and have a look, though, to see if he...
Well, she would, you're an Arsenal fan. We know that, man.
Yeah, we know
also,
that.
Martin, we do keep asking for this high bar, don't we, to say that we want the referees.
We're asking for the
stand.
right decisions.
We don't want too many interventions in games, and that bar has to be high before the referee goes to a monitor. Would that be high enough?
Subjectivity, it all comes down to someone.
Going to the screen an awful lot more than we already are, though, if for situations like that, like ricochets or motions where your body's going to, I think we'd be given a lot more penalties.
Yeah, if it was to go to the monitor.
Yeah.
Well, are you a Liverpool fan?
Of course I am.
Well, you'd have wanted that when you was a penalty.
No, listen, I think there's a shout there. I don't think it's as clear as Martin and Mikel Arteta are saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's blatant and clear, especially in real time for the referee's point of view. And I think you've got to be careful you're not clutching at straws a little bit, because that's not the reason why they haven't got maximum points today. The reason is because they were very wasteful in the first half and the keepers made a world-class save. I thought Arsenal's performance was good today. They controlled large parts of the game. They created enough chances to win the game. But I think if the focus from an Arsenal point of view is just on that decision, I think the clutch.
These are the chances from the second half, Martin. Did they have to do better with them?
I think the Saka chances, the save from the goalkeeper that we're just going to see now is like, things are against you when a keeper makes a save like that. But there were enough gilt-edge opportunities. Stephen's right. We were arguing here about a penalty, but you take whatever's on offer. And it might have been one of those days where you get opens a door for you to win a football match. It certainly didn't come from set pieces. I thought Forest dealt with that very well. And it's just that killer instinct. And maybe the chances early on for certainly Martinelli came a bit too soon.
I thought that was a big chance as well, Moreno.
And he normally gets you out of trouble, doesn't he, that player?
Yeah.
It's an 11th clean sheet for them, though. So if you're not at your best and you're not going to take all 3 points from the game, at least
it's important you don't lose the game. And they've limited Forest to everything. As I say, they've controlled large parts. It was a decent performance from Arsenal today. It just lacked a bit of that killer instinct. And I think it's the Martinelli chance, the one that hits him on the heel. That is a side foot pass into the far corner. I think 9 times out of 10, most players at an Arsenal level should be taking that chance. That was
we
the
were right
chance.
Next to it, weren't we?
That was the big chance.
It looked as if he was.
That should have been a goal, and then they maybe would have went on to more things, because Forest have to come out from the low block and be a bit more adventurous. But while the game's 0-0, it allowed Sean Dyche and his team to really be disciplined and stay in and take the space away from Arsenal.
In a highly contentious Premier League clash on January 17, 2026, Arsenal were held to a frustrating 0-0 draw by Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, with the match overshadowed by a glaring VAR controversy that denied the Gunners a clear penalty late on. The pivotal incident occurred around the 80th minute when Forest defender Ola Aina appeared to deliberately handle the ball inside his own penalty area. As Arsenal pushed for a winner, a cross looped toward the box, and Aina, while shielding the ball out for a corner alongside teammate Elliot Anderson, used his arm in what looked like a clear attempt to control or block it. Referee Michael Oliver waved away appeals on the field, and VAR Darren England conducted a lengthy review before upholding the decision. The Premier League match centre later explained, the referee's call of no penalty to Arsenal was checked and confirmed by VAR, with it deemed that the ball was played off Aina's shoulder first, while his arm was also in a natural position. However, the explanation sparked immediate backlash. Mikel Arteta was livid on the touchline, gesturing furiously and later slamming the officials post-match. "I've seen the replays, it's a clear intention to clear the ball inside the box, and it's a clear penalty. The explanation is not right. We are being robbed of points in a title race." Arteta's fury echoed across social media, with fans and pundits accusing VAR of another inconsistent call. Nottingham Forest manager Sean Dyche defended the decision. "You've got to be careful. That's a nudge in the back from his own player, and it hits his arm. You might as well cancel football if you give that." Pundits were split, with some calling it a natural position, while others insisted it met the criteria for deliberate handball. The draw was a missed opportunity for Arsenal, who could have gone 9 points clear at the top had they converted the spot kick. Instead, they extended their lead to 7 points after Manchester City's earlier defeat. Forest, meanwhile, earned a valuable point in their survival battle. The incident has reignited fierce debate over VAR's reliability, with calls for reform growing louder. Arsenal remain favourites for the title, but nights like this test nerves and highlight how fine the margins are. Please like and subscribe.